Hello buddies and welcome to the Concepts and Facts. And today we will talk about the PM SVANidhi scheme. So why in news if you talk about, then remember that Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has launched the SVANidhi Samriddhi program in additional 126 cities across the 14 states and union territories. If you talk about the Quality Council of India is the implementing partner of the SVANidhi program. If you talk about the PM SVANidhi scheme, then remember that PM SVANidhi scheme was announced as a part of the economic stimulus second. Remember that under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan during the COVID-19 lockdown. And remember that it has been implemented since the 1st June 2024, providing the affordable working capital loan to the street vendors. Remember that this is the keyword. Working capital, affordable working capital loan to the street vendor, basically to resume their livelihood that had been adversely affected due to the COVID-19. And if you talk about the sanctioned budget, which is the 700 crore for this SVANidhi scheme. Now, if you talk about the aims of the SVANidhi scheme, then remember that basically to benefit over the 50 lakh street vendors who has been vending on or before 24th March 2020. Remember that this date should be remembered because this is the key date, means the 24th before that are eligible or on the particular date are eligible beneficiaries under the SVANidhi scheme. In urban areas including the peri-urban and the rural areas is basically the eligibility under the SVANidhi scheme. And to promote the digital transaction through cashback incentive up to an amount of 1200 per annum, if you talk about under the SVANidhi scheme, means if they are taking digital transaction or if they are paying in the digital transaction, then the cash incentive will be provided up to the 1200 per annum. If you talk about the another features under the SVANidhi scheme, then the vendors can avail a working capital loan up to the 10,000. How much money of capital loan will be provided is the 10,000, remember that, which is repayable in the monthly installment in 1 year, means in 1 year they have to pay the total amount up to the 10%. And remember that this 10,000 will be provided as a loan without collateral. If you talk about on timely and early repayment of loan, and interest subsidy of 7% per annum will be credited to the bank accounts of beneficiary through the direct bank transfer on a quarterly basis. Now, if you talk about the other features, then remember that there will be no penalty or early repayment of whole. So it means if they are paying the early according to the time, then there will be no penalty on the street vendor. And remember that the vendors can avail the facility of enhanced credit limit on timely and early repayment of loan. And central database of street vendors and their family is created on various socio-economic indicators. If you talk about the summary, then remember that Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs is the main implementing agency. And if you talk about, remember that it has the sanctioned strength of 700 crore. This scheme is basically for the affordable working capital for the street vendors. Remember that this scheme is basically for the street vendors. And if you talk about loan of 10,000 will be provided and they have to pay this loan in 1 year without any default. And remember that an interest subsidy will be provided of 7% on timely repayment through the direct benefit transfer. And a cash incentive up to the 1200 will be provided if they are facilitating the digital transaction. So thank you guys. Hope you like this video. You should subscribe my channel. We will meet with a new video.